So today I'm going to determine if a van is a fun to drive vehicle. Wow, caught traction really well on that snowy gravel. This is a very popular road in Halifax. It is Waverly Road. It's got beautiful scenery, treed hills on one side, fucking lakefront on the other. Unfortunately, it's residential and there are houses, cyclists, and pedestrians everywhere. And even more unfortunately, I think they lowered the speed limit. Last time I was here, this was a 60 zone, but that sign just fucking said 50. What the hell? Yeah, this was a 60 zone before, man. But so far, on light bends, this van is actually really smooth. On the tight on the tight bends, it actually gets really scary. This thing understeers like no tomorrow. I've had legit tire squeal on the bends a few times in this thing. It's scary. But it's a very smooth vehicle until you get up to speed, and then the alignment's shot, so it starts to vibrate really badly. But it's got so much power compared to the Saturn that it kind of makes up for the extra weight. The Saturn was I think it was 1,100 kilograms. No, not kilograms. Kilograms? 1,100 grams? No, it was 1,100 kilos for the Saturn. This thing is like 3,900 kilograms or something like that. Like, it's substantially heavier. But it also has 140 more horsepower and 160 more torque, I think. Which, actually, it's more than 3 times the weight of the Saturn, and it only has 2.5 times the power, but it actually feels like it's faster and more powerful, despite how much heavier it is. Because, I mean, in terms of horsepower per ton, it's less than 100. It's like 70, I think. And honestly, I am having quite a bit of fun here. I think the fact that it's so heavy and the alignment is off a bit and the shocks aren't intended for it, like all of these little crests that I'm hitting, there's an extra bit of bounce in this thing that I wouldn't get in another car. And I think it's honestly adding to the experience. Not to mention, these captain chairs have zero support on the sides. I don't even have the armrest. So even the slightest bend, I'm like pulling out of the chair. So it creates kind of an extra element of excitement. And even the slightest bend feels like 6 G's because I'm flying out of the chair. Ooh, yeah. There's a bit of understeer there with an oncoming vehicle, not good. But damn, look at how beautiful this shit is. I'm literally like a foot above and a foot away from the water. One thing that I have to worry about in this thing that I definitely didn't have to worry about in the Saturn is body roll. To be honest, it's actually not that bad. I've only had 2 vehicles that were higher up. My Ford Explorer and this upskirter. And the Ford Explorer was bad. I've become a substantially worse driver because of the Ford Explorer. because the Ford Explorer was so bad on corners that I kind of developed a fear. So even when I went from the Explorer to my Camaro, I was taking the corners worse in the Camaro because I kept thinking I was going to roll it. Whereas I wouldn't. Versus when I was in that SUV with fucking brand new off-road tires, every hard turn it felt like the vehicle was going to roll, and it couldn't get traction for shit on dry pavement because there's so much fucking tread lifted off the tire. There was very little surface actually hitting the road because they were meant for mud and dirt. This thing's a lot better. The tires on it are studless Winners by Toyo. They're actually really grippy. Like surprisingly good traction on these things. And despite the fact that the traction control doesn't always work on this thing, and if I punch it, even at I'm doing 70 kilometers an hour, I'm willing to bet if I fucking pounded the pedal, I would get a bit of wheel spin. It's got that much torque. Even though it will still let me squeal the wheels. Like from a standstill, this thing will do fucking 10-foot burns without like any, like just pounding the pedal. Even with that, like I still get tremendous traction in this thing. Like I'm taking a wet turn a little bit faster than I should, and it was perfect there. A little bit of body roll, but oh, fuck me. I've got to do a video of that thing. A little bit of body roll, but like I'm having no traction issues on these light bends at 70, 80 kilometers an hour. Although now I'm stuck behind a fucking car, so much fun, so much for having fun. Fucking gorgeous road, though. Yeah, it's slowing right down now. But like, all in all, I'm actually legitimately surprised at how much fun this van is to drive. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be very fun. I was really legitimately worried that it was going to be just an absolute dog in terms of driving entertainment. But it's got so much power compared to the Saturn. I feel like I'm in a Bugatti Veyron. Like it's a fun fucking vehicle just because of how much more power it has than the last vehicle. But it does have a brand new functioning parking brake that locks up even on dry pavement. So I'm definitely going to be doing some drifting in this thing, which means there's a good chance I'm going to flip or roll this bitch. So tune in for that. Hello, this thing is in beautiful fucking shape. Like, oh, I want that baby. Like, oh, I like everything about that.